Spring is literally right around the corner, so I'm so excited to be talking about my spring 2025 trend predictions today. Hi, if you're new here, my name's Lindsay. I talk a lot about thrifting and fashion content on YouTube, and I post daily outfits on TikTok. Don't forget to follow me. It's always linked below, and my username is the same on everything. It's Linz Marie Patterson. I'm so excited to get into spring trend predictions today. I love spring. I love thrifting for spring. I think spring is just the most transformative season in terms of just fashion, and like if you actually live somewhere cold. I live in Canada. There's still snow on the ground, and it's like mid-March, and finally above zero. It's so slushy, it's so gross outside. So the day I can finally wear shoes that are not my Uggs, because that's all I resort to at this point in the year. I'm like, I'm so over winter that it's like I need to just wear Uggs or something. As we all know, the resurgence of the 2010s, the resurgence of boho, Isabel Marant, Chloe. I think we're seeing such a fun time in fashion right now that I have a lot of 2010s inspired trend predictions. First, this is one when I do these trend prediction videos, I kind of go with my own brain and kind of what I'm looking for or looking forward to wearing. A lot of these may be recycled ideas from my 2025 trend predictions video from even last year, just like further talking about these because they're coming more full force these days. The first one is off the shoulder tops. I feel like this was such a big thing in like 2016, but off the shoulder tops in a more flirty, flowy way. If you see Mamma Mia 2, the top that she wears that's like off the shoulder but super flowy when she's on the boat with Bill, that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Not off the shoulder tops in the way of like tight. I think really flowy silhouettes is definitely in. Not yet like puff sleeves. I think it's very hard to distinguish what this could look like, but I feel like if you know the vibe, you know the vibe. And I feel like this is also a category that fast fashion brands won't get on till next year, and I think it's definitely pieces you can thrift. I think just off the shoulder is a very feminine, fun silhouette, and I'm thinking in terms of like a boho aesthetic, very specifically, not tight. The next one is bloomers in a more feminine way. I think we've seen bloomers, but in a more like pajama boxer way. I had this pair of lace shorts when I was 14 that I wore all the time from Urban Planet, and I think that kind of bloomer lace, very feminine short needs to come back. I love a bloomer. You guys know I'm gonna really try and sew my own for the summer. So I think bloomers, but in a more feminine way, like the lace shorts I owned, lace, bubble hem in the sense of that it's like more in a short form. Okay, next one I think is patchwork. And I don't normally predict fashion trends that are like sporty streetwear. That's just not really my style. I do love a good track pant paired with like a kitten heel. Like I will love to incorporate that into my style. I think what could come back in like a utilitarian way is patchwork. We've seen cargo pants, we've seen, as I said, like sporty, but I feel like utilitarian, patchwork, DIY. And I've seen a lot of people wear like pins and buttons, and I really want to find some vintage pins and buttons. Adding those to clothes could be so fun. So I'm really gonna look for some pins and patchwork in the sense, I don't know if I'd ever DIY my own patchwork, but like we've never seen the resurgence of patches on jeans, patches on jean jackets in like the 80s. Next is pink. Pink everything. I'd hate predicting colors as trends because a color, it's too broad to be a trend in my opinion. Like red could be trending, but it's like I own red in my closet. I'm not just gonna wear it because people say it's trending. I'm gonna wear it because I like the piece. I think just one color is too broad. But what I think is really gonna shift is pink everything, pink full sets. I've seen a lot of like light powdery pinks, and this is what I love because I don't own, think in the terms of like pink becoming a neutral, and I think that's kind of the mindset I'm thinking of, because like pink in the sense that it could replace like whites and creams. I think it's going to infiltrate fashion in that sense, that it will replace whites and become a neutral, which I'm very excited about. I'm really gonna look for more pink. That's what I'm gonna be on the hunt for as well. Florals for spring, groundbreaking. As Miranda previously said, it's not groundbreaking, but I think we really have not seen florals for spring in a while. Like, if you think back to like 2010, those, like, I just envision like all those like very millennial dark color tops, so like giant floral patterns. I don't love that. I don't think I'll ever love a giant floral pattern. But I think very dainty little flower patterns on blouses, on put patterns on anything, but like floral pants could be even cute, like embroidered floral linen trousers could be very cute. And I think florals for spring, groundbreaking, but I think we haven't seen really it as a trend in a while, and I think the polka dots has been our kind of gateway back into patterns. I think stripes are always gonna be like kind of trendy, like very Scandinavian, but I think florals specifically could really have a moment. Probably not this year. I always make these trend prediction videos and they always end up like happening a year later. Polka dots are fun and it's so fun to play with patterns, and it's something that I definitely want to get more into playing with. So I'm definitely thinking florals, but like dainty florals. Okay, my next one, very niche and kind of going off a trend that we saw in the past few years actually. Capris, but gauchos or kick flare capris. Definitely like a skinny capri because that's the most basic version of a capri you could have. My first pair of capris that I got a year ago, they're not even kick flare, they're just kind of like flared at the knee. And they look so good with boots, but like that's the only way they look good. And I'm thinking like, how can I wear capris for spring? And I want a pair that ends at the knee but like is like a flare out, or like right below the knee and flares out. That's so specific as like a kick flare capri, but I think we're definitely seeing a resurgence of tighter silhouettes. But then on the other hand, gauchos have not had their moment yet, and I think those are so fun. I have a pair of lace pants that are like literally pajama pantaloon capris, but they're so fun and so comfy and so fun to style, and I think we'll definitely see a bloomer version of a capri, berries and cream-esque, very much so Victorian era capri type pantaloons is the word I'm looking for. I think people have not accepted those yet, and I think they're on their way because I think it's such a romantic, feminine, fun pant, and especially when you mix like the bloomer type femininity with a capri, that's like what you get. And I definitely want a pair. I definitely think those are so fun, just a fun silhouette. Okay, my next one is more summer focused, but orchids everything. I have an orchid phone case from Pila Cases. I love this one. I love that it's black and I love these orchids. I also have the Y Project Melissa slides, not the heels. I do want the heels, but I have the slides that I thrifted or I got at a thrift store in Toronto that has like an online shop. Orchids as just like a pattern, like we saw the Coconut Girl aesthetic in like 2021. I definitely was on that kick very much so back then, but kind of that, I don't even know, like how can you even like categorize orchids as a trend? I think I've seen people do like resin earrings with orchids, necklaces, maybe even flower clips. Like my sister was so into her flower hair clips in like 2010, and we haven't really seen that much of a flower or hair accessory resurgence. Like I feel like we saw headbands briefly, but I don't think anything has really come to full fruition in terms of hair accessories. So I'm thinking even just like a really cute flower in your hair could just be so simple and easy. Like we've seen like the flower hair clips. I'm talking more like accessory, not like functionality, just accessorizing. We saw the rose embellishment tie-up thing from Zara like 3 years ago. Like 3 years ago, which was really cute, but very, as a necklace, maybe not, but I think just hair accessories, hair bows, like think hair bow type level popularity in 2010 with orchid flower clips. That, I don't know, that's very niche of me, but I'm definitely like going to look for that at the thrift store. Okay, my next one, as I said, I don't like using color as a trend but this one color combo, butter yellow and burgundy, I saw one outfit like this. I think Lila Moss wore it to a Gucci show. This color combination, oh my god, I need to like recreate it some way because I don't have anything that's yellow, and I just think yellow and like the deep red of a burgundy, like them both being warm tones, so fun. And I think this is definitely something you could do with like a bright yellow dress and like a burgundy heel instead of like a black heel. I think burgundy and butter yellow just together looks so good, and I think burgundy also just as like a neutral, or treating it like a neutral when you pair it with like your pastels of spring, so fun. And like bringing that like fall color into spring, really challenging what you deem as spring colors, I guess, or just mixing and matching. I love that color combo. I will definitely insert some photos, but I think just like butter yellow and burgundy, oh my gosh, it just looks so chic and so cute, and I can't stop thinking about the color combination. Okay, next is plaid, and we definitely have seen some plaid resurgence. We saw kind of the resurgence of the plaid Bermuda short. I feel like a very niche fashion item that we wore in the 2010s as middle schoolers. But I think plaid, sheer plaid, there's this one runway show that had these like very beautiful sheer plaid skirts, and I think a more subtle plaid is definitely what I'm thinking, not like a deep colored plaid, anything that's really dramatic, like almost like a two-tone plaid, not like a multiple color plaid. Like think a blouse in that pattern could be really fun. A statement piece that you can find at the thrift store. As you guys know, I only look for these trends really at the thrift store. I barely buy anything new, so my trend predictions will always be something I can thrift or look for at the thrift store. This plaid could really be our gateway back to like flannels and grunge. A photo shoot that lives rent-free in my head is that one from Vogue in, was it 94 with Steven Meisel, The Birth of Grunge. I did a whole project on the 90s and grunge, and I just think that aesthetic of grunge, or that level of grunge and plaid flannels, needs to be on its way back at some point, because and then we're getting more into the rocker girlfriend aesthetic, and I think that really will be our gateway fully into grunge in the next few years. Plaid we have not seen in a while. Flannels we have not seen in a while. Like, think flannel tied around your waist. We just have not seen it in a while. So I'm thinking this will be our gateway, like a soft plaid into full-on flannel, plaid flannel grunge of the 90s. So, okay, my next one is more of a resurgence of a trend that we saw in 2020, 2021. I did talk about open knit crochet and bigger lace. Open knit crochet as like a sheer fabric or texture that I feel like we're gonna get into in this year as a 2025 trend prediction. But I really think it's gonna come full force with like larger lace, and we're gonna see like the mixing of lace and like sheer fabrics, the mixing of lace and crochet tops that are, crochet was such a thing in like 2012 as like a sheer kind of vibe, like those crocheted tops that were like as a top, people would wear them as a top. I'm just thinking like larger lace patterns as well could really complement the boho aesthetic, and I think we're just gonna, what I'm specifically looking for at the thrift store is going to be crochet and open lace and those details on like blouses and such. I think just more generally like sheer flowy is like the vibe of the boho train, obviously, and I think just looking for these niche details is my way of thinking about it in a way that I can actually like thrift for and look for at the thrift store. Because I think it's really fun when textures and patterns are the trend, because then you can really make it your own and gravitate towards the items that you like at the thrift store, and you don't have to look for a specific kind of top or anything, if that makes any sense. I'm very excited about spring. I'm very excited to go thrifting for spring. I've definitely been thrifting a lot recently, and I'm going to be doing a closet clean out, so go shop my Depop. I will definitely be having a lot more items listed there in the next coming weeks. I'm very excited to style some boho outfits. Don't forget to follow my TikTok. I post outfits daily, and I do my thrift hauls on there first. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love talking and sitting down talking about fashion. I definitely want to do like a spring styling video. Let me know what you're predicting for your spring trends of 2025, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe.